Good day, Kenya. Thank you so much for keeping it TV 47. My name is Betty Kialo. So I hope you've had a great week, a great day. And if not, I'm here to make sure that I actually improve the mood on high energy. Tonight, we have a fantastic show. Of course, you know, we have your favorite segments right here on this Friday. With me, Betty, I ask that you interact with me on all our social media platforms. And I just want to know, of course, how you're thinking about the show, what you like about the show, and so much more. So on the show tonight, we have a fantastic news coverage of the day's events, of course, from across the country. But of course, you know, we have Willis, the word master too, a favorite here on the show. He's right now on standby in Kisii County. Willis, it's great to see you. You look ravishing as always. Willis, you're great tonight.
Betty, I may look that, but I don't think I'm even anywhere half what you look, because in black and so cool like that,
yeah.
I don't know even how to describe it. How was your week?
My week was fantastic, Willis. And you know what? I've been looking forward to tonight's show. You know what? People always are asking, Betty, you and Willis have the craziest of chemistry. What's on? Willis, tell them. We've come from far. Tumetoka mbali.
Yeah.
Yes.
Betty, tumetoka mbali vile umesema. Wajua, yes. Mkitoka mbali kwa safari, wakati mwingine mnaweza kujipanga kwa njia yenu, lakini pia unajua wanasema watu hujuana kwa vilemba. Kwa hivyo pengine tunajuana kwa vilemba kikazi, lakini sio
kikazi, lakini Willis, I'm really looking forward to which is which tonight. And of course, I've seen, you know, all the you know, words we'll be tackling. I don't know if you have one that you want people to send, you know, the different pronunciations right now as we proceed with the show. There you go. Right, Willis.
Yes, definitely, Betty, because giving people that chance to test their tongues, in fact, testing their pronunciation skills, yes, is always very important for us and for everyone who likes good English pronunciations. For those who are there, here is the word Betty. Okay,
I will not try to pronounce it, Willis. I'll wait for our audience to try it out. But thank you so much, Willis. Looking forward to which is going to be coming just in a few minutes right here on the show. But apart from that, we have our guest tonight. And of course, she's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl, Michelle Talami. She set the internet on fire a few weeks ago when she came out and said, you know what? The only way is Jesus. She's going to be joining us right here on the show to just talk about that journey. And I can't wait to have her. Also, on our guest anchor segment, I'm telling you, we have this hilarious guy. He's called Dante. You should check him out right now on Instagram. Really hilarious guy. He's going to be reading news for us. So you also need to look out for that. For now, let's begin the show with the highlights.
It's a budgeted corruption in the name of tea, mandazi, and flowers. Affirm our stand that all well-meaning Kenyans must oppose the Finance Bill 2024.
Azimio Brigade now warns that President William Ruto's second budget is just but a conduit to corruption, as experts warn of tough times ahead.
Government is unprepared to cut a lot of expenditures, and therefore that's why there's a bridging that is required from the new finance bill.
EPRA announces reduction in fuel prices from midnight tonight, but Kenyans using public means will have to wait longer for reduced fares.
Bado hatujafika kiwango ya kupunguza nauli. Kwanza tupate, tukue nafuu. Sasa tukiona sasa faida imekuja, at least tunaweza zukisha, kwa sababu hiyo ndio kazi yetu.
This is my village. I am a villager here. But I am a villager who is not a tribalist. And I will never be a tribalist. Hii kijiji ya Kambura nikizaliwa na nikilelewa.
Politics of the one man, one vote, one shilling mantra intensifies in Mount Kenya region as DP Gachagua calls for unity of the mountain.
Ningetaka kuuliza viongozi wote ya Kenya. tuwache kutukana wananchi. Tuwache kukula, tumeshiba, tunaanza kuwatapikia.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now we begin the news. Now, the rift within the Kenya Kwanza government over the one man, one vote, 1 shilling revenue distribution formula is seemingly widening, with those opposed to the formula now accusing Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua of not being honest with Kenyans. The DP on his part saying he is just the voice of the Mount Kenya people. Well, here's more.
Ukisikia tukisema ugavi wa pesa, kuna sehemu zinahitaji maendeleo kama jana na sehemu ya resources zile ambazo zinaenda kwingine.
The debate about the one man, one vote, 1 shilling revenue sharing formula continues to be the political dog whistle within the Mount Kenya region, and whose ripples are shaking the very existence of the Kenya Kwanza government. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is now rooting for the formation of the one basket that will help them negotiate for the resource allocation. Rigathi argues that he has drawn the narrative from the people of Mount Kenya region who are in dire need of development.
Mimi ni mtu ya kusikiza ground. Mimi nasikiza ground. Ukisikia kitu ninasema, ni ile ground inafanya nini? Ni ile ground inasema.
While Rigathi is pushing for this narrative and the unity of Mount Kenya, his counterpart from Mount Kenya region Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah says the second in command is double speaking and it doesn't mean his words.
Let us be honest. Let us be truthful. Don't talk about national unity during the day, yet at night you are dividing the people of this region and the people of this country. If you say you are supporting President William Ruto to govern this country and make life better for the people of Kenya, do not say it during the day and seek to sabotage the same government that you are working in.
Usiongee mambo ya kuwa pamoja mchana, na ikifika usiku wewe ndio wa kwanza kutawanyisha wengine. Kama unaongea juu ya umoja, uongee umoja asubuhi, uongee umoja saa 6, uongee umoja saa 1, na pia usiku katikati wakati mtu hakuoni pia uongee mambo ya umoja wa watu wetu.
Rigathi's statement has been received with a barrage of criticism, with leaders from the region saying he is thriving on tribal politics and political gimmick.
Hapa ndio siasa. Kwa nini? Ndio muwe confused, muache kuuliza maendeleo. Wale viongozi ambao wanasema one man one vote, waulize na hiyo yenye ulituambia tupatie matunda ya sahi ya ile tulipiga, alafu ingine ya pili ukuje kutuambia baadaye.
This comes even as Deputy President promises to work with President William Ruto to deliver his promises to the people of Kenya through the bottom-up economic model. Gachagua is seen as pushing to become the Mount Kenya kingpin that will help place him at a better place for the negotiation come 2027. Paul Kerobi, TV47.
The Azimio Brigade now says that the 2024-2025 budget presented by Treasury CS Professor Njuguna Ndung'u is just a conduit to siphon public funds. Azimio leaders led by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka say the budget totally negates the hustler spirit and will only serve the rich. Here's more.
Just a day after Treasury Cabinet Secretary Professor Njuguna Ndung'u presented the Kenya Kwanza government's second budget,
with sectors which will target sectors with the highest impact to drive the economy and sustain economic recovery.
Azimio Brigade has poked holes into the 4 trillion shillings spending plan, terming it as over-ambitious.
This is a 23.6 billion increase in recurrent expenditure. This is a budgeted corruption in the name of tea, mandazi, and flowers.
The leaders led by Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka now say the budget leaves loopholes which could lead to the loss of over 1 trillion shillings. The opposition also questioned the 23.6 billion shillings increase in recurrent expenditure and an increase in budget in some of the offices within the executive.
Urge the international community, the civil society organizations, and concerned citizens, both at home and abroad, to stand in solidarity with Kenyans in condemning Kenya Kwanza's regime's blatant disregard for the public good.
We can actually see the return of provincial administration in full swing, to the point where the chiefs are now required to ensure that you have complied with your tax requirements. Back to the dark old days.
Kalonzo further called upon Azimio MPs to reject the Finance Bill 2024 in its totality, as he applauded Kenyans for their conversation on the Finance Bill 2024, stating digital revolution will bring about the real revolution.
Firm our stand that all well-meaning Kenyans must oppose the Finance Bill 2024 and have thus instructed all our parliamentary members to lead from the front in rejecting this punitive bill in its totality.
Haswa Waazimio waliosimama na Wakenya mwaka huu tena wasimame nao. Na wenzetu walio kule Kenya Kwanza pia, wale 176. Wajue ya kwamba Rais mstaafu Moi alikuwa anasema siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya.
One of the economic advisors has invited us that he doesn't think that digital activism leads to anything, despite the fact that when the regime was harassing him last time, digital activism secured the release of David Ndii from police custody. Now he has invited us to be a little bit more touchy, if I may, hands-on. Yes.
The tone and the stage has been set, with Azimio insisting that its members should reject the finance bill in totality. And now all eyes are on Parliament next week to see what will be done. Elizabeth Mutuko, TV47, Nairobi.
To matters health now. A test run of the Social Health Registration Authority as a test run has revealed glaring loopholes that could force the government back to the drawing board. And with just under 2 weeks before the national rollout, the loopholes raise serious questions on whether SHIF will cure the issues that bedeviled the NHIF. Here's Ruga with the details.
With 16 days on the clock before the government kickstarts the Social Health Insurance Fund, where every citizen will be required to remit 2.75% of their monthly income, it is emerging that the system set to anchor the health insurance platform, that is, Social Health Registration Authority, is not fully operational.
Then you're saying, okay, not married, continue. Okay, married, continue. You think that it is that way?
Speaking on Friday in Dakabarita village, Marsabit County, while on a test run of the system held, Cabinet Secretary Susan Nahumicha noted that the system could not allow the self or assisted registration of any citizen who lacked a national identification card or mobile phone.
Wale hawana vitambulisho, tutafute vitambulisho. Kwa sababu tutatumia hiyo kitambulisho kujiandikisha kwenye SHA.
Marsabit woman representative Naomi Wako, on the other end, has appealed to ensure there is just transition for the employees who worked under the older health insurance scheme.
Madam Waziri, hapa niko na vijana wengi wamesafiri hadi Nairobi. They have been worried. Wanaogopa wanaweza kufutwa kazi. Na kuomba vijana wetu ambao wamekuwa wakifanya kazi na NHIF wasisukumwe, wawe absorbed.
The new scheme is intended to provide comprehensive healthcare coverage for citizens and ensure equity and universal healthcare access by covering individuals who were not previously covered. SHIF aims to provide holistic healthcare for all Kenyans by expanding coverage and reducing cost.
Na katika hii bima mpya pia, ukishajiandikisha, ukienda level 2 dispensary, level 3 hatutarajii ulipe chochote. Itakuwa bure. Lakini ukienda level 4, level 5 tunatarajia tuanze kulipa.
Ruga Evil, TV47.
The Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority has announced a reduction in the prices of fuel, with diesel witnessing the highest decrease in 4 years at 6 shillings. And whereas the decrease comes with the expectation that PSV operators would follow suit and reduce fares, that is not the case. Well, you ask why? Duncan Mature has the answers.
For the next 30 days, petrol and petroleum product users will feel a slight reprieve at the pump. The Energy and Petroleum Authority reducing the prices of petrol, diesel and kerosene by 3, 6 and 5 shillings respectively. According to EPRA, the decrease in prices is occasioned by, among other things, a decrease in landed cost. But while the news comes as some music to the ears of Kenyans, their joy could be short-lived, at least those who use public transport. And many matatu operators we spoke to say that Kenyans who use public transport should not expect fares to come down anytime soon.
Bado hatujafika kiwango ya kupunguza nauli. Kwanza tupate, tukue nafuu. Sasa tukiona sasa faida imekuja, at least tunaweza zukisha, kwa sababu hiyo ndio kazi yetu. Sisi tutazukisha bei ikiwa mafuta itashuka kiwango ambacho hata wewe unaweza ona kwamba tuna faida kidogo.
According to the vice chair of the Matatu Welfare Association, the industry is still recovering from shock experienced from the steep rise in fuel prices over the last 6 months. This is despite diesel users being the biggest beneficiary in the latest review.
For the 2022 elections, fuel was going between 147 to 150 per litre, diesel that is, because we mostly use diesel. But afterwards, things went haywire, up to over 200 shillings. This is actually trying to milk a bull, because the operators have been rendered irrelevant. They are not making profit.
The operators say today's reduction on the cost of diesel, the largest in 4 years, is not enough to reduce the cost of transport significantly.
IBRA reducing the price of fuel, that's a good gesture to the industry, but not much as we would have expected.
The prices will be in force for the period of 30 days. Duncan Mutua, TV 47.
All right, just a quick update. Michelle Talami, our guest tonight, is already here in studio, and we'll be having a conversation with her in a few minutes. You can talk to us on our social media pages just to ask questions and just be part of the show. Well, let's proceed with the news. And economy experts have warned the government that the implementation of the budget for 2024-2025 will worsen the already dire economic situation that the common mwananchi is facing. Now, they are proposing that the government sticks to the plans of halting recruitments in the public sector in a bid to cut down expenditure that is currently eating into development monies.
The budget proposals for the year 2024-2025 continues to elicit mixed feelings from experts and Kenyans in equal measure. Today, economy experts warning on more pain inflicted to the common mwananchi.
Really times are tight, and government is unprepared to cut a lot of expenditures, and therefore that's why there's a bridging that is required from the new finance bill.
They continue warning on the use of development monies in catering for the ever-ballooning public wage bill.
So national government spending money within counties, in our view, does not count as money for which counties are responsible. And the accounting and the way the numbers were presented yesterday gave the impression that counties have more money than they really do have. And that's not correct in our view.
Hence the call for the effecting of the plans of halting recruitment in public service.
Now, there might be something about how you rationalize expenditure. Teachers are required more than maybe people who do some other job. That's a conversation that has to be had. But we cannot say hire people that you can't pay.
Put to the fore also is the need for the creation of more job opportunities for more revenue collection.
Over the years, we've seen that they review the finance bill every year to increase collection. And the adverse effect of increasing taxes is they create another problem of tax evasion.
Government has been urged to increase automation of its key service delivery to enhance transparency and efficiency. Sheila Chelangat for TV 47.
President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet is urging leaders to embrace preaching peace and development and avoid politics of division. Kibet says that is the only way the country will develop as a whole. Kibet, who was speaking in Kikuyu, also called for a collective approach to dealing with national issues.
Nataka tu kutoa ushauri kwa viongozi.
kwamba mtoto akitaka mkate huwezi kumpatia mawe, lazima umpatie maendeleo. Na ni kwa sababu viongozi watachinyima ili waone sehemu yao ikienuka. Hatuwezi kukemea viongozi wadogo kila wakati, haiwezekani. Sasa tukiendelea kuambia hao viongozi amufai, amfanyi, hawa viongozi hawawezi kuendelea kuwa viongozi wa kesho. Na najua hao viongozi wataambia hao watoto, nyinyi ni viongozi wa kesho. Kwa hivyo ningependa kusikia lugha ya Wakenya. Na lugha mzuri ya Wakenya ni kuunganisha Wakenya. Hawa viongozi wengi wamejitokeza. Mimi nikipima sura yao, wanatakia mema wa Kenya. So hii lugha ya ukabila, nafikiri nikiuliza Wakristo hapa, ile lugha mzuri ya kuisima, tunasema shetani afanye namna gani? Sisi tunataka tutembee kama Wakenya, barabara ambaye imenyoroka, na tumekubaliana na wabunge kwamba hawa viongozi ambaye wanakuja hawawezi kutumia matusi kwa mikutano zao. Mikutano zetu zitakuwa za maendeleo. Wewe mwenye wivu utabaki ukituona kwa TV tukifanya mambo mazuri kwa watu wetu, kwa Wakenya. Hiyo ndio lugha sisi tutazungumza.
Now, lawyers hailing from the vast Nyanza region have been urged to use their knowledge to pull investors in a bid to contribute to the development of the region. While speaking during the third day of a series of meetings with various professionals, ICT Cabinet Secretary Eliud Walo has challenged the lawyers to translate strategy to results and develop the region both socially and economically. The Nyanza International Investment Conference will be held later on this month.
Lawyers hailing from the Nyanza region have been challenged to explore the region's full potential regarding development.
It's part and parcel of one of those stakeholder engagements that we are having on the home stretch of the Nyanza International Investment Conference. You are aware we'll be having this conference on the 28th and 29th of this month.
Speaking during a breakfast meeting with the lawyers here in Nairobi, in a series of meetings with various professionals, ICTCS Eliud Walo has said that various stakeholders are being engaged to ensure development in all areas.
So what we are doing at this point in time is to engage as many stakeholder segments as much as possible so that no single stakeholder segment is left behind. And in this regard, the Law Society of Kenya is an integral stakeholder segment.
The conference will see potential investors being involved in the economic development of Nyanza in a move that will help government achieve its countrywide development agenda.
Drawing particular focus to the Nyanza region as a big area for potential investments, where investors will begin to see that there are actually serious people who would want them to be involved in the development agenda of Nyanza.
Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo has lauded the conference, saying there is need to develop policies in the region to ensure assurance for investors.
There will be a lot of work with regards to negotiation of the kind of trade agreements that may arise from this conference, in terms of some of the agreements of investment, the FDI that may come in, the possible public-private partnership agreements, and also to put together the different organizations and groups.
The Nyanza International Investment Conference is set to be held on the 28th and 29th of this month, and it's set to help in the development agenda of Nyanza region by pooling investors. Vera Alberta, TV47.
All right. So that is exactly what we had for you for the serious part of the news. But up next, let's have some sports.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi, chagua home team to win, yani number 1 au draw
Pesa inavutia, pesa inavutia.
All right, now the Kenyan national under-17 ladies football team, Junior Starlets, has intensified their preparations ahead of the upcoming second leg of the fourth round of the FIFA under-17 Women's World Cup qualifier against Burundi. Now, the Mildred Cheche-led side only needs to draw for the return leg, which is set for Sunday, June 16th at Ulinzi Sports Complex. Leading 3-0, Junior Starlets are just 90 minutes away from qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, a feat that will secure them in the history books as the first Kenyan national team ever to reach the global stage.
Okay, leo imekuwa poa, tume come up na tunafanya vitu coach anatuambia, alafu second leg tumeprepare, tuko na moral na tunajua tutaenda kuwin second leg. Tumejiprepare that tunaenda come up, tunaenda kuscore more than goals tuliscore Ethiopia, and tunajua tunaenda kuwin. Makoches wametuprepare vizuri, hata sisi as players tunajiongelesha, tunajiencourage na tuko na moral kwa tunaenda kuwin game ya Sunday. Mimi nasema ni asante kwa wazazi wetu juu wametupea hii advantage, wametuallow kucheza football. Kama si hao, si this time atungekuwa hapa, tungekuwa tuko home now. Hadi shule pia nasema thank you kwao juu wametuallow tukakuja hapa.
Sisi tumeprepare well, hata kama tulishinda away hatuwezi weka kichwa chini. Tuna step up, tunafanya training bidii, tunaweka Mungu mbele kwa kila jambo. Hii game iko Sunday, tumepromise na coach na Wakenya wote tutakabina tutashinda. Mimi nimefurahia sana. Kwanza venye sasa nafungia timu yangu bao, nafurahia sana. Hata game iko Sunday, naweza taka pia, niko na imani pia nitafunga bao mbebe timu yangu to World Cup.
Olympic 1500-meter champion Faith Kipyegon this morning bagged her Paris Games ticket for the 5,000 meters after clocking 14:46.28 to win the race at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kipyegon, who has not competed in the distance this year, was too strong for newly minted 10,000-meter world record holder Beatrice Chebet, whose time was 14:52.55 to finish second, sealing the automatic qualification slots. The 5,000-meter world champion hopes she will have regained her top form by the time she competes at the Paris Olympics. Meanwhile, Cheriot continued to display why he is a new kid on the block in the 1500-meter when he won the Athletics Kenya Olympic trials to secure his ticket to Paris earlier today. In a competitive race and with only the top two guaranteed a direct ticket to the Olympics, Reynald Cheriot showed great strength to hold off the challenge of Daniel Mungiti and former world champion Timothy Cheriot to emerge victorious. The 19-year-old crossed the line in a time of 3:35.63 with Munguti managing 3:35.80 while Timothy Cheriot clocked 3:35.90.
Venye watu walikuwa wanauliza Faith ako wapi? I come out, I explained to people what's happening, but nilijitokeza nikasema I have a little bit small injury, muscle injury, and my fans, I really thank my fans, all the team who supported me through my hardest time. I don't know even what to say, but I feel great and I'm so happy to be back on the track. I don't know, one already gone, so let's see what will happen tomorrow, and we will come out with a final decision whether I will double or not. But I hope all will be well. I'm going to the drawing board with my team and discuss tonight, and I will come out with a strong.
Nyanza from last month, sikuwa na usingizi. But siku ya leo nashukuru Mungu nimeweza kubeba ukatia tiketi ya kwenda Paris, so nashukuru Mungu sana. Sasa last year nilienda kwenda World Championships Budapest na ikuwa mbaya, niliweza kufika finali, so nilikuwa huko niliweza kulearn vitu mingi, so hiyo naendelea kurekebisha zaidi before tufike Olympic, kila kitu itakuwa sawa.
Mathare United have roared back into FKF Premier League after one season in the cold, defeating Darajani Gogo 3-0 in a National Super League match at Dandora Stadium on Friday afternoon. Now, in the match against Darajani Gogo, Mathare went ahead in the 15th minute when Mesha Kuchen netted his 12th goal of the season. Kuchen capitalized on a defensive miscommunication by the visitors, slotting the ball home from the close range to give Mathare an early lead. The second goal came in the 79th minute with Steve Kimari converting a penalty to double Mathare's advantage. Fidel Otieno put the icing on the cake with a third goal in the last minute of the game, ensuring an emphatic 3-0 victory for Mathare United.
Sports News brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo.
All right, so that, of course, is the first part of our show tonight. But you know, at this point, that's when things get very, very interesting. Just looking at your tweets, my goodness, a lot of them. Nedi Kenyatani, you're saying don't miss out on Betty's engaging interview and captivating discussions with a special guest. Of course, thank you so much. And we'll be introducing our guest in a few seconds. There we go, another one over here. Every Friday, Betty delivers the most exciting and entertaining shows. She's hosting Michelle Talami, that is Sui La Diva. All right, Don Papi, Michelle Talami's journey from entrepreneurship to spiritual transformation promises to be truly inspiring. Well, let's hear from her. Michelle Talami is in the building. Well, you're looking so great. Look at you.
Thank you, B.
And I just love the confidence, the walk. My goodness. You look so good.
Thank you.
And how come we have like almost the same design of the dress?
God planned it that way.
Oh, I love it. So there's so much excitement, obviously, since I posted like, you know, a couple of days ago that you're coming on the show.
Yes.
And everybody's just like, oh, finally now you can get to hear,
right,
you know, from her.
Right.
And I can't, Marini.
Yes, of course, I never come empty-handed. You know, we've done this before.
I know, we've done this before.
This is actually for you.
Thank you so much. The phone.
Yes. No.
Thank you so much, guys. This is
Welcome.
from Marini. And of course, we'll also be talking about,
Of course,
the brand. So guys, start tweeting, talk to us. She's here. If you have any question, well, direct it through This Friday with Betsy on Twitter or all our social media platforms. I'm looking forward to this discussion. Michelle, it feels like it's going to be like a girl chat.
Actually, we're catching up after so long.
I know. It'll be like, hey, Sema, niaje.
I'm excited for that.
All right, cheers. All right, see you guys after this short commercial break. Don't go away. Don't go away. Karibu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the gift.
Thank you. Most welcome.
All right, have a seat. Have a seat.
Dope. How you doing?
I'm good.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey.
All right, and welcome back to this Friday. Thank you so much for keeping it here, TV47. I have the gorgeous lady, Michelle Talami, business person, and now she has a beautiful story that, you know, everybody has been following. Michelle, karibu sana. It's so good. We've done an interview before and it was so good. We went to Marine. You remember the whole day?
The driving one.
Yes.
The car one. Yeah. We've done 2, actually.
Yeah? We've done 2 interviews.
The first one was in studio.
Yes.
And then the other one was driving with Betty or something?
No, it was not driving with Betty. Yeah, it was just like spending my day with...
A ride with me.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, you came until to my digs and everything. Remember?
Ride with Betty.
Ride with Betty.
Hey, na nimefanya vitu mingi.
Hey, we've done the whole shebang.
It's so good to see you, man.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you said yes to this interview.
Yeah.
Because I remember the day that you came out.
Yeah.
First of all, the internet went crazy.
Yes.
Wild.
Yes.
So tell me just that reaction so far. How has it been since, before even we get to exactly what happened, how has it been the last couple of, is it 2 weeks?
3 weeks now.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
I can imagine.
Been wild.
Yeah.
But one thing is the Lord prepared me. God prepared me for this. For that very moment, we were working with the Lord up until 21st of May. So like I mentioned, it was 9 months.
9 months.
9 months just incubating this project, you know, the gestation period of a human being. So somebody commented and said, it's 9 months of walking with the Lord and birthing the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Being released into the world. So yeah.
What? Yeah. This is so different because, Michelle, we've hanged out, we've gone out, like we've been on this other side. So just listening to you, now talking about God like this, it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
So first of all, we did not see you on social media for a very long time.
Yes.
I even remember there's a time I came to your page just to check, okay, what happened to this chick?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nasunge Nicole.
But I called, there's that day.
Oh, that day. That was weird though, but okay.
Something was, I'll tell you guys about it. So 9 months. So at what point did you decide? And the 9 months is so, 9 months, it's like birthing a child, like you said.
Birthing.
So when was it? How did it start?
Whoa, so that is the journey. It started last year, mid last year. You've watched the testimony?
Yes.
Fully, the video?
Yeah, I think I've watched a couple of them.
No, it's just one long video.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I was going through a very dark time in my life. And I knew that I'm hitting rock bottom just because of so many challenges that I'd faced, especially with human experiences. And I know you can relate.
Yeah.
And just a lot of disappointments, letdowns, and everything. So I started to close in. I literally started to close in, especially when I felt like, okay, I've done therapy, it's not working. I think I just want to be by myself and close in and sort of process these emotions that I'm going through. But I knew that I felt like I am hitting rock bottom. So I just knew that I'm slipping and slipping and slipping, like I'm losing myself or my peace, my soul, something. So at that moment, in that season of just feeling so lost and alone, is when now when it became really dark, I just started hearing voices and thoughts, very scary thoughts that I've never ever had in my life.
What kind of thoughts?
You should take your life away.
Really?
Yeah, your life is over. You'll never amount to anything. And it's very audible. It's very audible. And it's not me. Yes, it's not me because I would hardly ever talk to myself like that. Of course, we're human beings and we feel, sometimes we talk down at ourselves, but it has never been that bad. So these are thoughts telling me like, basically just to either end my life or make me lose hope, just to get me in a very desperate situation. And that's when I knew there's something wrong. This is not me.
Yes.
So I started calling on the Lord. I started calling on the Lord. I didn't even know, because I've always walked with God. That's something that, you know, maybe most people don't know. I've always walked with God, just not with Jesus.
Okay.
Do you get? Because I was coming from a Catholic background.
Right.
I'm not Catholic anymore, of course, after coming to Christ. That's a whole other story, a whole other revelation. It's the truth. I am not Catholic.
But you were raised Catholic.
I was raised. So the Catholic faith, we obviously believe in God.
Yeah.
But Jesus, well, how I was raised, my life, so this is my experience, Jesus was not quite at the center. Do you get? It's Mary, and directly to God.
Yeah.
There is no intercessor, that is Jesus Christ.
So it's not emphasized.
It is not.
Okay.
Even get saved and altar calls and give your life to Jesus. That doesn't happen so much in the Catholic faith, in my experience. Let me put that disclaimer before Catholics come for me.
Know.
My experience, and my dad was a devout Catholic. I went to study in Italy. He wanted me to go there because of the Vatican and just the Roman Catholic Church, and to visit it and just to really immerse myself in the Catholic
faith. He wanted
faith.
to become a nun. My dad wanted me to become a nun.
Wow.
Why are you laughing like that?
Hey.
Things can be different.
I'll become a nun before you become a nun, as clearly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, back to you.
Right. So because Jesus Christ was not really emphasized, I would pray, but I'd pray to God.
Yes.
And even the scripture tells us that the intercessor, our high priest is Jesus. So even if you are praying to the Lord, really, if you're not going through Christ, who are you praying to? Who are you praying to?
So let me take you back, So you said you're going through a dark time. So it wasn't business, it was just friendships, relationships that made you hit rock bottom.
Yes. Actually, my business has never stressed me.
Wow, congratulations.
Okay, let me put it this way. My business would not make me. Business I can handle, and I think that's something that the Lord showed me in a vision. But when somebody betrays you, somebody that you love, somebody even who is maybe your blood relative, and they say mean things to you, or maybe somebody a partner, a friend, it can break you. You know, I don't think there's anybody in this life who's never gone through heartbreak.
There's
nobody.
All of us have gone through heartbreak. Some of them are going through it right now.
Yes. and it really breaks somebody.
It does, yeah.
I think aside from grief, in terms of death, the loss of someone you love, the next thing that can really break someone is heartbreak from someone trusted. And when I say heartbreak, it's all heartbreak. Friendship, romantic heartbreak, family, it hurts.
Okay.
So that's what I mean when I say, for me, it's human relationships in my life that I was like, I just started reviewing, I'm like, is this all?
Yeah.
Like, is this all there is to life? Give yourself to people, be betrayed, be used for so many things, for your influence, and I'm sure you can relate, for your intellect, for your beauty, for whatever. Like, you know, and I'm not that person to use people, so I found myself on the receiving end of just being used.
Okay.
And that was very painful. That's what got me to,
And so after going through all that, finally you call out, you tell God, okay, I'm here, I need you. So how was that experience? Because I remember in the video, like, you were very expressive about how serious that, you know, that thing was. I don't know, tell us, how was that experience?
Wow, it's like,
where were you? What happened generally?
It's like nothing I can ever describe. Like, even I kept saying in the video, guys, I don't know how I'm going to put this into words, but when I had those voices, the voices were like making me feel like I'm going to die. But yet I would never reach a point of committing suicide. I respect the Lord too much to take my life. Let me just put it out there. I've never really hit rock bottom to a point of, I think I want to take my life. So this is how I knew these are negative spirits. These are evil spirits trying to coerce me into taking my life. So at that point, the only being I could think of to save me was no human being, only God. Because I knew that he's the one who gave me life. So I was calling out on him to save my life. Do you get?
Yeah.
I couldn't call my friends. I couldn't call no one because nothing.
Yeah.
I was just like, the only person who can save me is the Lord. So I called out on the Lord. I'm like, God, if you are there, please get these voices away from me. Like, get them off of me. This is not me. Something is trying to take my life away. Please just receive my spirit. Please receive my spirit.
Were you in the house? Where were you in that moment?
Yes, I was in my home. In that particular moment, I was by myself. And I was just, it was a very grim season. It wasn't just one day.
Yeah.
It was a
It
grim...
was like a whole, today you feel
It was a season.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever gone through seasons of darkness in your life. Remember when we spoke and you're like, Mitch, then I told you, Betty, just call on the Lord. Remember?
I remember, by the way,
girl.
you told me that. Then you go through things publicly and
then they really come at you.
They really,
you know how
they
it
really
is.
come at you, guys.
Yeah. But
So
we walk with the Lord, so.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the most beautiful things about coming to Christ is not really caring what people say. Because when I didn't have an identity in Jesus, anything you tell me, it's very easy for me to absorb it. Like, you're this, you're that, you're this, because I really don't know who I am. But when you're in Christ, no matter what you say about me, it doesn't matter, because my identity is in Jesus. So whatever you're calling me, you're calling Christ. Yeah.
So it doesn't get to you.
Yeah.
So that moment
the Lord.
you're in the house.
Yes. Yes.
Then you start praying and you ask God, receive me. So then, how does it feel? Then what happens after in the next days until it became a whole 9 months?
I know, right?
Because I would have thought maybe it was just a day, maybe a week, and then you're like, "Whoa, Fuchs, that was heavy."
Yeah.
Okay, hi guys,
yes.
I'm back.
Yes.
But it took
That's a
9
good question.
months.
So when in fact I was not praying. In fact I wish, for anyone who's wondering, like, when you're really broken, when you're most at your vulnerable state and in full surrender, and you're doing the ugly crying and the confrontation with the Lord and just really expressing yourself. You're not even on your knees or anything. You're not even quoting scripture.
No.
You're just a broken mess saying, Lord, help me. That's when you will encounter the Lord in one way or another.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So it wasn't even a prayer or anything, but yes, I called on the Lord and he came. And like I shared in my testimony, he called my name very audibly, very, very audibly.
How does this sound like?
Wow. Oh my God, like
to you,
crystals.
maybe I've also experienced that, but how did he sound to you?
So even the scripture describes how God sounds. It's so glorious. It's like fine crystals. It's almost like his voice is the most expensive jewelry, like diamonds. I can't really explain it, but there's a feeling that his voice gives you. It's not just like how me and you are talking.
We're talking now.
Like when the Lord speaks, oh my God. As in, it's just really beautiful. So he called my name.
Was it scary?
No, not really scary, because, you know, God is love. If anything, it was the opposite of fear. God is so much love, Betty. Like I'm telling you, I have never felt or known love like that in my life. His love is tangible, like how you can touch yourself.
Yes.
It's tangible. It's not a feeling. What you've ever experienced in life is a feeling.
It's something else.
It is tangible.
Yeah.
Like God is love and light. Actually, he's light and love.
Yeah.
So he calls my name 3 times, and on the 3rd time, just like Samuel, so you know the story of Samuel, and on the 3rd time I say, yes, Lord, I just knew this is my maker, like he's in my room. You know, Tasha Cobbs has a song called He's in the Room. I love that song because God was in my room. And then he spoke to me, and then he started, first of all, introducing himself to me and saying, I am that I am, like in the Bible. And telling me that, yes, he is real. Because when I was calling out to him, I was like, are you even real? Are you even there, God? I prayed to you all my life.
You're not there, I'm not seeing.
You know,
Yeah.
but he validated, first of all, even everything that I was going through.
Right.
And then he just started showing me, explaining my pain since I was in my 20s. Because it's many experiences that got me to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
It's not just the ones that social media knows.
They're those tight ones that people don't normally
people
know.
just think, hey, maybe it's this. No, it's many human experiences with, you know, relatives,
Right.
with friends, with, you know, different experiences, partners,
Yeah.
you know, just as long as it's a human being.
Yes.
So he starts explaining the pain that I went through that has led me to a place of hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
And can you believe God telling you, validating your pain, Betty? Like, I understand it's valid. Everybody who hurt you, all the pain you were feeling, even those that you're like, am I overreacting? No, Michelle, you did not overreact. You were justified to feel that way. Do you know, I was mind blown. You know, have you ever thought like, maybe I'm overreacting?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, maybe I should be over this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just the one who's, you know.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah.
The Lord, because as he's doing that, he's showing me the kind of heart I have. Because it's easy for me by myself to think, maybe it's me. But the Lord now started showing me, this is your heart.
Yes.
And these are the mistakes you made. You let too many people in. This is why you're not broken by business.
But
you're broken by human beings.
Yes.
Because you let too many people in. You trusted too many people. You walked with the wrong people. You dated the wrong people. You befriended the wrong, you even let other people befriend you. And this is the kingdom they were serving.
Yes,
And because of that, you started also serving that kingdom.
Yes.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So that was such a revelation for me. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So you go through this period for 9 months. At
Yeah.
what point did you feel like, okay, so now I'm ready to go out and just say it to the world? Yeah.
So even that process, it's called the wilderness. That's what it is. Even in scripture, everybody has gone through that, even Jesus. It's a season of testing and trials, and actually God doing deep work in you, healing, purging, you unlearning so many things. For instance, today I just posted on my Insta stories, the way people say trust the process.
Yes.
I had to unlearn that. There's nothing like trust the process.
What do you mean?
Trust God.
There you go.
Trust God. There's
There you
nothing,
go.
that's a lie. Or believe in yourself. That's a lie. Believe in Jesus, you know? So that was just
Like give all of it to Jesus.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he made us, you
Yeah.
know? So that was a whole 9 months of sanctification. Like when I tell you sanctification, Betty, it's like sanctification is basically making you clean and righteous and holy, more like God, more like Christ.
Right.
So the way I used to curse.
Because
I'm just like, I can't even.
Yeah, my next question was like, so what changed? Like, what are the things that you remember vividly? This was Michelle.
Yeah.
Apart from, of course, what you've shared about letting people in.
Yeah.
And I feel like I actually can relate with what God was telling you. You know.
Hey,
So what else, changed? What did you have to leave behind to be sanctified?
Sanctified,
Yeah.
so much. First of all,
The cussing.
Like I can't even say it. I can't even.
When it was chronic.
No, you know just how generally when you're
Yes.
frustrated or
Yes,
upset, you're like, you know.
Yeah, you say it. Yeah.
Can't say that. That's just the Lord's work. That's not me.
Yeah.
Secular music. In fact, today I just shared again on my story. Secular music, especially music with profanity. Talking about sex or drugs or glorifying money or booze, or I can't do it. The way I was such a Nigerian.
I remember those nights.
I can't do it. The Lord removed it. In fact, that one was like day one. Like,
Really?
like my playlist,
Yes.
I tried to listen. I was like, oh my God, God has done it. I can't.
You can't?
I can't.
Yes.
Friends, lots of friends. Even before I had my encounter, God removed all those fake friends out.
And you know, you're one of the social people. You know, remember your birthdays, they would be big, and you know, all these people would be. So you cut down people, and how did you do that?
Completely.
Did you just stop picking calls, or did you intentionally tell people, you know, like, yo, bro, it's been real?
Let me tell you, God, the Holy Spirit is the one who does it, whether you like it or not. It's like music and profanity and, you know, all these things. It's the Lord who does it.
Yes.
So naturally, you'll just find like, Allah, me and this person don't talk anymore.
Yes, yes.
And I don't need to give an explanation.
Yes.
Or even myself, I just feel like I don't vibe with them. I will unfollow and I will be least bothered before it really used to bother me. Like, why aren't we talking with this person? But now the Lord is like out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Father, cool. And he leaves also those who he wants.
Yes.
And by the way, he also restores friendships.
That were good for you?
That were good for me, or maybe like a great friend of mine in high school and she got born again and she came around my life and she was like, Michelle, I've actually always been praying for you. And we were like this in high school. He restores what's of him and he takes away what's not of him.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to let him do that. Because if you don't, he will make you repeat that lesson. He will make you date that person again. He will make you befriend that person again until you go on your knees again and you tell the Lord, I'm sorry, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready, yeah.
Wow, okay. I mean, I feel like everything you're talking about is so extremely, you know, relatable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that day you decided, you know what, today is the day, I'm going to do it. Was it pre-planned? Was there a reason that it was 21st of May, right?
Yeah.
Or it was just the day you felt like you did? Because also there was a photo shoot.
Yes.
I mean, okay, you looked like an angel in those pictures, honestly. So how did you decide there? And what was, I mean, from your experience, what was the reaction? Was it what you expected or it was different?
So to answer the first question on how I knew it's going to be 21st of May, oh yes, I knew that I'm days are leading up to me posting and what I could feel the Lord tell me, it's time for you to go out into the world and spread the message and share your testimony. And anytime I would read scripture, it would confirm that it is time. So Joshua 1:9, there's a verse that says, have I not commanded you? Be bold and courageous. Do not be afraid, for I, the Lord your God, will be with you wherever you go.
Right.
Now, when I was praying, that scripture dropped in my mind and I could see the figure 21 in this month. In last month, May. And I knew the Lord was commanding me like to share the testimony on 21st of May.
Okay.
When I came out of my prayer is when it hit me, the Lord appeared to me 21st August.
Really?
Yes, and the testimony was shared on 21st May. So I was like, Lord, nine months exactly. This is so symbolic.
Wow.
And nothing is ever a coincidence with God. So that was very symbolic. It's basically he was telling me that I'm ready, that it's time, I'm ready to be birthed.
To be birthed.
Into the world.
Wow.
Yeah. So now when I prayed, it was about a month before, 21st of May. So now I just started preparing. That photo shoot was done last year.
Okay.
Not this year.
Okay. When you're still going through...
Yes, I did it last year.
Okay.
And me, I'll go big for someone I love.
Yes.
So you can imagine how big I'll go. You've seen me go big for people I love. So you can imagine, I'm not just going to present Jesus randomly.
Just like that.
I will do it with the way he's a king.
Yeah.
He's a king.
Goodness, wow.
So I have to look like a queen for him.
Wow.
So
Because we do these things for other people, for birthdays.
And I very clearly said, I have done my fair share of publicity for myself and for other people. So how much more for the Lord?
Yes. Talking about publicity, Michelle, so how was the experience with people? I know you got a lot of love.
Yeah.
But of course there are all those other people, you know, on the internet. You can't miss some evil, you know.
Kenyans. Don't be like that though.
Kenyans can be something.
Yeah, we like that though.
There's always a good side of the internet, and you know you have a fan base that love you, but of course there's other people who we really don't care about, the haters. But how was that experience just coming out and people just appreciating and getting inspired?
Okay. So I think first and foremost, to clarify, I did not do that testimony for any kind of clout whatsoever.
That was one of
just
the
so that people know I did not want to do that testimony. Like the first time the Lord told me, I told him no. And I said in my testimony, I was like Moses. I had excuses. I'm like, Lord, no, not me. I'm not, look, I will serve you. I will go back to Instagram and social media and they will just know, Michelle is born again. But I will not share my testimony. And he commanded me, you have to do this. So just to clarify for anyone who's thinking, oh, clout. First of all, I have never ever chased clout. I don't do that. It's just not my style. I don't care for fame. I don't care for followers in terms of the statistics. Let me just put that out there.
That's why I didn't even interrupt.
I don't care for that stuff. And actually, when I had my encounter with the Lord is when he showed me, I used to wonder, why do I have fame or influence? And the Lord, I'll share that sometime next week, actually. But in terms of the reactions, I think it was, first of all, God had given me visions of that day. And he had prepared me. And he had also led me to come out of like certain social media that you know is not of him. That he feels like it's time for me to be out of that. So I got off Twitter. I am not on Twitter anymore. I don't think I am on TikTok, but I will soon possibly be on TikTok to work for the Lord, but definitely not Twitter. So I didn't see any hate. Of course, I knew I was trending. And this is something I already knew, of course, like it's Michelle, like if I say anything, it will trend. But I always say it's not me.
You and I both.
I know. I always say it's not me who was trending.
Man, but I get it. No, that's fantastic.
But I must talk about the support. That blew me away. Honestly.
Nia, I saw Nia. I'm so happy that you guys are still friends.
Imagine.
You guys have been best friends for years.
She's so solid. The support was overwhelming. And, you know, before Christ, I used to feel like I have fans, just my fans. Just, of course, because I'm a personality, we have fans. But now I have community, like real community, like people who love me and are praying for me, like sisters and brothers in Christ. It's very different. And I was seeing a few negative comments on my posts. And even before I can come around, they have been sorted by Christians. I'm like, okay, Christians, we're supposed to be nice, you know? But that never used to happen so much before Christ. I think people are just so happy, believers worldwide are so happy that I've come to Christ. And a lot of believers tell me that they always knew there was something about me that eventually I'd come to know Jesus. Even on my YouTube video, there's hardly any negative comments. Hardly,
I'm completely blown away because for sure people really, really came out to support you.
They did. Even you, thank you.
Well,
After you called me, like,
I called
immediately.
Then she already started, she's like, B, you need to do this. I'm like, okay, slowly, pole. Okay, I hate to ask this, Michelle, but of course, I'm not sure if you're ready to talk about it, but of course, publicly, I mean, Kitambo, we used to know, okay, Michelle would prefer this partners, this kind of partners. I don't know, how do you feel about that part of your life? And how are you right now?
So
who do you prefer now?
What are you talking about? Say it.
No. Like the people who you date, you know, we know there's so many stories about, you dating other girls and everything. So right now, has that changed? Where are you, in terms of that? It's a very uncomfortable question, but I'm sure people like, Mona kumuliza hii. Nini mabeshte.
And now you'll be the one who will get the flack. Well, first of all, to clarify, I don't know how many times I'm going to clarify this. I have dated men before, in my lifetime. I have, and they were also part of my painful experiences that the Lord showed me. It's just that the one relationship I guess, or maybe 2, that I had was in the media, right? But prior to that, I was dating men. So that's very important for people to know. And this is why at that time, my identity that time was androsexual.
Yes.
Androsexual.
Okay.
Which is a term that means somebody attracted to men, like males.
Yes.
Or male energy.
Okay.
Male presenting women.
Okay.
So that's very important because I always feel like there's this notion that I absolutely do not date men.
Yeah.
And I think as girls, you've seen me with a guy.
Yes. We know some of, like we know at least 1 or 2.
Yeah. So that's that. And then so in terms of where I'm at now, so one thing I can say is as bold as I was with my romantic relationships, or rather with my love, because the main thing, like you can see, I love Jesus. Everyone knows I love Jesus.
Yes.
And that's the same passion that the Lord is using to spread his message. So as bold as I was at that time with the people that I loved is as bold that I will be when I do share about the stand that I've taken now and who I've become.
Okay.
It's a conversation I'm going to have, but in the Lord's time.
Okay.
I'll follow his leading, just like the testimony. And I even told him, I told the Lord, listen, if you want me to spill all the beans, I'm going to say. And after praying and fasting, it was literally the Holy Spirit talking. So, but it's something that I will address or speak about in time.
Some point.
But what I want to say is that I don't believe in condemnation. Jesus did not come to condemn. He came to save.
Yes.
So even when I do speak about it, I would like everybody, believers and non-believers alike, Christians, non-Christians, the community, everybody, to understand that it's not about condemnation. You'll really not get far if you just condemn people. You have to show them the light, and that light is Jesus. And the only way they can see Jesus is through you. So it's not just to say this and that, it's just for everybody to understand people make mistakes. Some people actually didn't choose to be that way. But it's all spiritual. There's spirits that enter people that make them become like that, and that becomes their identity. So that's who they grew up thinking they are. But literally, that's not who they are. Jesus has an identity for them. That's nothing like to do with that. And he's shown me that.
Wow, Michelle.
I hope I've answered you.
You have answered me.
I hope I've answered everybody.
You've answered all of us, but of course we'll wait for the beans.
Yes. I'll speak about that in time.
Michelle, I want to just appreciate you. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I wish we could continue talking and talking. But I really appreciate, and I'm just so blown away by the transformation. Like honestly, from my heart, I'm so happy for you. And I wish that for all of us.
Thank you so much, B. It's such a joy being here. Sharing Jesus. I love him so much.
My goodness.
So guys, just get ready. All the pomp and color I would do for people. Jesus Christ.
Amen to that. Amen to that, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Talami, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, B. Thank you.
Here. But don't go yet.
Okay.
We'll close the show together. All right. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for, just staying with us. The fantastic story. No, you wanna?
What am I supposed to do?
No, I was just telling you to just
to stay here.
We'll finish together. That is TV, man. All right, so that's Michelle Talami. I can't wait to see what you're saying online. But for now, I want to come to this amazing segment called Guest Anchor, What It Takes. How are you, Dante?
I'm fine.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
Okay, so uko poa ama uko nervous?
Niko poa kabisa. Nimefurahi kukuona.
Okay, sawa. Uko sawa, unakaa nervous but uko sawa. Aya, tupeleke kwa break. Na hii kamera hii hapo inazunguka. Okay, so let's go for a short commercial break.
Let's go for this short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave. Wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate.
Okay, and welcome back to this Friday. Thank you so much for keeping it here at TV47. I'm here with Dante. Now, let me tell you about this guy. If you go on his Instagram, first of all, he needs to get a good phone. Ama your phone unapenda tricky kwa hivyo?
Hiyo simu ndo mimi nakuaga nayo. So I don't fake life, and that's how it is.
He doesn't fake life, guys. You've heard it. All right, sasa, I want you to read the news. Utenda tu pole pole tu mosmos na speed yako usiharakishe, sawa?
Sawa, niko sawa kabisa.
Sawa, introduce alafu uendelee na maneno.
My name is Daniel Lemayan. You can find me on all social media platforms as I Love Dante. Yes. And we get straight to the news of today. Consumers will enjoy another month of lower pump prices after the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority (EPRA) published its monthly fuel adjustment on Friday. Beginning June 15, 2024 to July 14, 2024, super petrol users will pay cash 3 less for a litre of the commodity, while diesel users will see the largest drop in retail prices for a litre of diesel, which goes down by cash 6.08 shillings. Kerosene users, on the other hand, will pay cash 5.71 less for a litre of the commodity. The reductions have been triggered by reduced landed cost charges of imported fuels between April and May this year.
Allah, you've actually done it. Ulikuwa unaogopa nini?
Siogopi tena sasa. Sasa niko na energy.
Sasa kuna energy.
Mzee mzima.
Sasa hizi stories zako unasimanga. First of all, unaweza kuwa penda kwa nini kama news anchor?
Naweza penda sana.
Unasomea nini? Ile ukweli pale Instagram atuambia sijui BCom.
Mimi ninafanya BCom. Na hiyo course yangu najua nikimaliza nitapata pesa mingi sana.
Yeah, BCom. Ulisema ukipata, hebu niambie story unatuambia kwa social media.
Mimi nafanya course yangu ya BCom. Na unajua hii course yetu inakuwa very marketable sana. So nikimaliza hivi, wiki ya kwanza napata kama 1 million. Hiyo 1 million save ikuwe kama 10 million. Alafu nifungue children's home nianze kusaidia watoto after 1 month. Nikishaanza kusaidia watoto, nitachukua watu kama kina Betty niwapatie kama 10M juu wanafanya kazi mzuri kwa society. Alafu sasa hii kama uko hapo nyumbani unani watch na kuomba tu sasa nikiwa comrade nateseka, wewe nitumie tu hata kama ni 100 na kutumia ikiwa 10,000 times hiyo wakati ikifika. Unajua watu wanaona kama ni jokes, lakini sasa unajua watu vijana wengi pale nyumbani wanakosa kazi kwa sababu wakienda interview hawaongei vile inafaa. Ukienda interview kama umeamua kuongea in English, speak an English that is straight, because you see those guys you meet at the interviewer point, those guys are so educational and you need to show them that you are also education. Even the fathers of our forefathers said you cannot kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Hakuna msemo kama hiyo Dante. At you cannot kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Mbona ujue hiyo na hata English aid ni shilingi 150 tu.
So ningoje ka 10 million kangu.
Mimi nakuchapa 10M.
10M.
Nachapa kila mtu 10M. Watu wote wako.
Hata Michelle tumchape 10M.
Michelle juu ameokoka nampatia 30 million.
Wewe Dante wewe uko na jokes man. Sawa. Kwa hivyo I wish you well. So pale hivyo social media unaweza kuambia watu nini?
Mimi naweza penda kuambia watu waendelee kufuatilia, lakini kuna jamaa mmoja niko na shida na yeye, anaitwa sijui chill sijui na sauce kitu kama hiyo. Huyo jamaa ananiudhi sana. Huyo jamaa anachukua sauti yangu ya video anaekelea juu ya post yake ya kunani ya kuadvertise restaurant na anaweka sauti ya akiadvertise nyama. Na mimi sasa hiyo nimekula sukuma ikiwa kavu. You see that? Hiyo ni hujuma bana.
Sawa, umesema churches, ameitwa nini?
Churches.
Churches acha story ya kuiba sauti ya Dante. Guys, follow Dante on all his social media platforms man. Utakuwa unacheka throughout and we see if we can get the guy a phone. Manze atukuonangi.
Amnionagi? Maze hiyo ni simu yangu na hiyo ndio simu mimi natumia na hakuna vile ningekosa kuambia watu vitu mingi mimi huambia pale ni life story yangu vitu zimeshaini hapenia. Na singekosa kuambia juu ni hivyo na mimi ningependa kuongea pia juu niko hapa kwa national platform ningependa kuongea na MP wa kwangu nyumbani. Hiyo MP tafadhali angalia barabara za huko. Pale Ushago mimi natokaga nimeitwa mahali na dem hapo mahali kama town. Navaa vizuri napiga look yangu nakaa Enzo Fernandez. Yule wa Chelsea. By the time watokio side nyingine vumbi imekuchapa unakaa Madweke. Unaona sasa hiyo ni mambo gani bana? Shughulikia hiyo barabara bana.
Aya sawa manze. Manze Dante utarudi tena sawa? Manze thanks bro. Nime appreciate.
Thank you sana.
Sawa ntangoje hiyo 10 million guys. Dante follow him on all his social media platforms. Kuna raka. Chill. All right, so right next we go to Willis Ocheng, Willis the Word Master with of course which is which. He did good.
First time lakini nimeua kuua. Kama namna gani? Mzee mzima. Salute.
Mzee mzima. All right. So thank you so much. Let's just also just take a look at some before we go to Willis. So. All right, so it's now time for Which is Which. Let's bring in, of course, Willis the Word Master is joining us from Kisii County. Willis, it's good to have you on the show. I hope you've enjoyed the show, Willis. I don't know what you thought about Michelle's story.
Important in our society. Just listen to what Lemayan has just said.
Yes.
He's a young man with some hope about achieving much in life.
Yes.
Then we had the lady whom you interviewed.
Yes.
Very articulate and trying to bring in issues which can really be very provocative to so many people in the society. And that is why I always say, people who are in the media,
yes,
you deserve a special salute. You do a lot for the society.
Wow, man. Thank you so much, Willis. I felt that one has come from the heart. Thank you very much. So let's get straight to our words today. I'll start with the ones that I have. And the first one, of course, is, I'll spell it out, STATURE. How do we go about that?
Betty, many people find themselves saying stature. Stature, no. Okay. You don't say stature, you say stature.
Oh.
Stature, we have the word status. But that one, or this one, we say stature. That A takes the low front sound A, not sound A.
Okay.
Stature.
Stature. There we go. Actually, I would have gotten it completely wrong because I thought it's actually stature, but it is stature. All right, looking at another one here. Willis, do we say miscellaneous, miscellaneous, miscellaneous? How do we go about that one? It's a bit complicated.
True. In the first place, Betty, that word is long and many people struggle to pronounce it correctly, even when it comes to spelling.
Yes.
But what you say is miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Okay.
So you can talk of miscellaneous application, like in courts of law, but you don't say miscellaneous, you don't say miscellaneous, it's miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. I love how it just rolls out of your mouth, Willis. Miscellaneous. Okay. Moving on to this other one. So do we say cemetery, cemetery, cemetery? Which is which, Willis?
Now, another tricky one, Betty.
Yes.
We don't say cemetery.
Okay.
You don't say cemetery. You say cemetery. Okay. Cemetery. The E, which is the last one, is not pronounced. You say cemetery. Just like Betty, you realize that we don't say temperature. You say temperature.
Okay.
Temperature, not temperature. So you also don't say cemetery. You say cemetery.
Okay. Got it, Willis. And what about secretary or secretary?
Secretary. Secretary.
What?
The secretary.
Okay. Cabinet secretary, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Willis.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Okay. Moving on to this other one. Do we say antenatal or antenatal?
Now, I'll begin with what we commonly hear around us. Many people look at that word, and from the spelling or from what the eyes see, they find themselves saying antenatal. Antenatal, no.
Okay.
You say antenatal.
Okay.
Antenatal.
Antenatal. Got it, Willis. All right. This other one also gives me problems. MACABRE. I don't want to even attempt. How do we go about that one, Willis?
I've already got that word in the mind, Betty. MACABRE.
Right, yes.
That is macabre. You say macabre.
Macabre.
Betty, you might have heard some people saying macabre. Innocently saying macabre because sometimes what we use as the pronunciation is what we commonly hear as we grow up.
Yes.
When we lack proper guidance, we find ourselves using what we commonly hear. But now, Betty, this word, you say macabre.
Okay.
Macabre, not macabre, not macabre. Macabre.
Okay, that one I completely did not know that one, Willis. Thank you so much for that. All right, so now let's move on now to the first word we started with, the word of the day. We started the bulletin with this particular word. How do we go about that one, Willis? I think you had even written it down.
Which one?
The first word, test your tongue. There's a word that we started the show with and want to hear how do we go about that one?
The first word. Thank you, Betty. I'm having a small problem with communication, but don't worry. Because sometimes I can hear you, sometimes there are some kind of cut-offs and all that.
Apologies.
But I hope we'll run well. Now, we have this word. We have this word. That is the word for testing our tongues.
Right.
Now, viewers, let me ask Betty if we have some clips, we can listen to what you heard for it, because testing the tongues, Betty, is not about getting it right. It's a way of learning how to pronounce certain words. It's some kind of fun for learning, and that is only on this Friday with Betty, and the segment is Which is Which. So Betty, can you guide us on that now?
Yes, yes, sure, Willis. Let's play the clip and just see how Kenyans, were able to pronounce this word. Did they get it right? Let's hear this out.
Hii neno inasemwa hivi seizures. Hii neno inasemwa hivi seizures. Neno ni rahisi sana. Inaitwa seizures. Seizures.
The word ina pronouncewa as Caesars, Caesar's ama Suarez.
Hii neno inasomwa hivi seizure. Seizure.
I think this word is being pronounced Caesar. Caesar. Very correct. They have pronounced.
Willis, that last guy completely, confident about it. He's even said it's correct, yeah? How do we go about that one? Is it seizure?
He said Caesar, the other one seizure and all that, but Betty, Caesar. Especially when we talk of Caesars, we are talking about makasi. Makasi, that tool of cutting things. But this one is a bit tricky, though. Sometimes, of course, somebody can be confident, but he has really tried. Only that he missed it by a whisker or by an inch. You say seizure, seizure. Then the plural form, seizures. Seizures. Now we have the word seize, to seize, of grabbing something. And now when we talk of this one, which is the noun form, you say seizure, seizure. Then you go to the plural form, seizures, seizures. But as I always say, nobody can be perfect. Some of these words are very tricky, so we are learning.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you so much, Willis, for that. I'm done with my side. Do you have any words that you want to take us through quickly tonight?
Okay, no, there is no problem. We have also to get what we can also help those who are keen on this program, and I'll try to be very fast.
Yes.
Zacchaeus Mwangi of Nairobi, you say zebra, but you can also say zebra. Mtizi, that is at G Machangu 27 of Tanzania, you say fierce, fierce. Joseph Onyango, you say souvenir. In English, you say souvenir, not souvenir or souvenira. Souvenir.
Yes.
We have Kenna Kiprop. You say pious for that name. Locally, we are used to saying pews. But in English, you say pious. Moses Gidinji, you say bridal from the word bride. Then we have Beatrice, Betty, Prince Braylon, and Sam Omwenga. The first word, you say support. The stress is on the second syllable. Support, whether it functions as a verb or a noun. That then, your second word, divisive, not divisive. Many people say divisive. That is inaccurate in English. You say divisive, like divisive politics. But then, your last word, you say, you have the stress right at the onset, the beginning of that word. You say register. Register, not register. Register. Wakili Jesse Kihoro of Juja Kiambu. Litotes. Litotes, a very tricky word, but lawyers understand that. Litotes, and I can also see that is Mwalimu Ben Kierebi Masharia of Mutunguru Secondary School in Kigumo, Kiambu. Keep it up. You're a teacher of English. Keep it up. Loving TV 47 that much is great. Lennox Obimbo of Busia, you say O, and you can also say Oga, Oga, not Ogre. But the first word, A-W-E, O, in O, awesome, not awesome. O, then Oga, not Ogre. Hamis Mahmoud of Mombasa, you say abattoir, abattoir. And then the second word, Ma, Ma, not Mir. Isaac Karaoke of Nakuru, you say leisure, leisure. Not leisure, leisure, and measure, measure. Just like pleasure, treasure. Margaret N. Kilonzo of Makueni, you say Pharaoh, Pharaoh, not Pharaoh. Pharaoh, that is Kiswahili. Pharaoh, Firauni. But in English, you say Pharaoh. Bethuel Mwaura, seize, seize, and seizure, Sami Mwada of Muranga Town, bouquet of flowers. Bouquet, not bouquet. Bouquet. Waweru Mwaura, continuum or continuum. Alphonse Oremo of Nairobi, you say chauvinist and chauffeur. Kipkoech Langat, hitherto. Engineer Kipkoech Langat, you say hitherto. Juan Evans, you say subtle, subtly, and subtlety. Professor Edward Sabas of Nairobi, thank you very much. Belinda Randa of Voi, thank you very much. Legend T, thank you. Brian Odeo, Kate Meli Chepko, Adrian, you say Adrian in English. Adrian Kingsley Moenga of Kisi, Dr. Saula W, CPA Rioba, Mwalimu Ben, already I have recognized you for loving TV47 and English that much. But now, Betty, I think we go straight to our surprise word for tonight.
Okay.
And here is the word. Now, viewers, can you try? Can you try again? I know many people have innocently underlined that word. Innocently said oven because of what our eyes see. Yes. That is the spelling. This word, why I have brought it as the surprise word for tonight is because it is a tricky one. You don't pronounce it the way it is spelled. You say oven, oven. The O at the beginning takes the mid-central sound oven. You can also say oven, oven. So, if you have something that you want to share with us, you can always reach us using at Betty M. Kialo, at TV47 News, or you just contact me. Send it using my X handle, which is right here. That is at Willis Ochieng 1. Those who send in those words, I'll always collect them, put them together, and every Friday night, we try to give you the answers. But remember, nobody can be perfect. So if you don't know how to pronounce a word, never blame yourself. Just try to learn and find out, then things will be okay. Cool? Back to Betty in Nairobi.
Thank you so much, Willis, the word master there, just talking to us about the proper English pronunciation. I love that. I just love that. And thank you so much to all the people who are tweeting and, of course, sending us the messages with regard to, this lovely segment, which keep, your questions coming. We'll, of course, take a look at them next week. But for now, thank you so much, Willis. We'll see you next week, God willing.
I just love the way people feel things are running well. And that chemistry you talked about.
Yes.
It's a long journey, and it's still a long journey to cover.
Absolutely. Right here on TV47. All right. Thank you so much, Willis, the word master there, joining us from Kisii County. So for now, I just want us, before we close the show, it has been such a great show. Of course, so many comments over here. Somebody here by the name, let's see, Chichi, you're saying, hello, Betty, watching Michelle Talami, and wow, I love her. A prophet had spoken about her. Oh, wow, lovely to hear that. Looking at this other one from Lee Green, you're saying, hey, hello, Betty, I love that woman's story. It's such an inspiration. I appreciate that. Also here, Elisha Otieno, you're watching from Homa Bay County. Thank you. There's so many messages. I really appreciate them. And of course, you know what? We can continue chatting online before next Friday. But for now, let me say good night. Thank you so much for watching.